So I'm running a little bit late, but I'm just starting my journey now to the train station. I am in Kent and I'm heading to Newcastle, and it's absolutely boiling. This is going to be a very hot walk that I'm going to try and do slowly. So I have now got about a 10-minute walk to the train station, but I don't know what it is in total, about a 5-hour journey up north. So I used to live in Newcastle, so it's really nice that I get to go back up there for work, because obviously I still work for the same employer from when I lived in Newcastle. So yeah, get to do some business trips up north, which is great. See some more friends. I'm meeting some friends for dinner tonight, and it is a heat wave, so absolutely sweltering on this walk, on the train, on the tubes in London. Not looking forward to that part. Yeah, thought I would attempt a vlog this week as I'm a marketing manager and we are running an event series around the UK. We're going to Newcastle, Manchester this week, and yeah, going to do a bit of a week in the life while on tour, and then I end up at a festival this weekend, so lots going on.
Did not work like that. I'm London crew, so I've got...
Right, I have been rushing like mad, but I'm off for dinner with my friends in Newcastle.
Gives us a new chance to think about the ethical use.
And you still make me feel small and you tell me chill out. It's something that you know I don't like. And I don't do it to you. But I don't do
Wow. Wow, is that my voice? Wow, what a journey was what I was going to say. I almost didn't come on and record anything because I'm just absolutely shattered, but I thought, I feel like I haven't recorded anything in ages in this work trip, but it is 10:48 and I'm in Manchester. We left Newcastle at 5:30 and the trains were delayed. We had to switch trains and run for the train, and yeah, we didn't get to Manchester until just after 9. We got in at the hotel and then we had dinner at 9:30. Yeah, so I got myself a little room Twix and I'm gonna go to bed. I'm watching Love Island on catch up because for some reason this year I've got back into Love Island for the first time in about 4 years. It's not much to get back into. I don't feel like there's any real proper couples apart from one. I just think they're all doing a lot of swapping around this year. It's a bit chaos. But yeah, we'll be getting up at about 6:30 in the morning and doing it all again. Doing it all again. Can't even talk. And then I'm getting the train back from Manchester back to Kent straight after the event. And it is the hottest day of the year, and there's all this warnings and dangerous rubbish on the news about trains. Just hope nothing gets cancelled because I don't want to be stranded anywhere. I want to get back home, and hopefully it won't be delayed like it was today. We shall see what tomorrow brings. Anywho, good night. Here we go, hottest day of the year. Good morning, Manchester. And I have decided to just do completely wet hair today in a bid to try and stay cool. So I've just reviewed the footage from my vlog from doing work events traveling around the country, and obviously realised that I didn't end up filming any kind of closer to it, so I thought I'll just do it now. So it was last week that I went and did those events, so it's not that long ago. The reason that I didn't do any kind of sign off on it was because the journey home was absolutely brutal. It was, I don't remember what temperature, the hottest day of the year at that time. All the schools were closing, trains were cancelled. My train home from Manchester to London was absolutely brutal. It was delayed by, I think, around an hour at least. And it did start off with having some sort of air conditioning, but not in the carriage that I was in. And they were literally telling people you can't sit in here because it's an overheated carriage, and it was insane. It was like an oven. So I managed to find a seat in an air conditioned carriage, but it wasn't really air conditioned. It must have stopped working part way through, because then there was literally like water dropping from the ceiling. I'm guessing from the air conditioning unit, because people were getting dripped on. And I just felt so ill towards the last 15 minutes of the journey, like only right at the end, but like I literally felt like I could have fainted. And getting off the train in London and going on the London Underground made me feel better. So yeah, that was how hot it was. And then the clip that you just saw before was me rolling out of London after having missed my next train to Kent. The one after that was cancelled. I then got on the 9:30 at night train to home, and then had to walk home after that. So I didn't get home till nearly 11 o'clock at night after leaving Manchester at about 4:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, getting home and then filming this didn't really feel like an option at the time. That weather and everything, we did see less people attend our events, and we were all kind of assuming obviously that it was to do with the weather, because people sign up to, especially with it being a free event that we put on, people sign up and then don't necessarily always turn up. We normally see about a 50% attrition rate, so it was a little bit more than that in certain locations. But I just kind of thought, rather than us just making assumptions, it would be really helpful to know for sure. So in the couple of days that I've been back at work doing the normal day job, we sent out a survey to people asking, why didn't you come? Very politely, to people who never signed up, but more specifically to the people who signed up and didn't come. So that is just, really interesting evidence to have. It's insightful because it helps inform our decisions moving forward. Make sure that we don't make any wrong decisions like changing the date or time or location in the future, because it wasn't really that based around that. It was to do with things like weather, school closures, childcare issues, trains being cancelled, and then the other one, which is also really out of our control, is changes in the sector. So budget cuts, redundancies. And the good thing about that survey is that we actually got some anecdotal feedback from people who were telling us stories, explaining. So they said things like, I felt like I couldn't really ask for expenses to be paid for me to travel from home to the event when there's been redundancies in my team, which you totally understand, that's totally fair enough. So even though we put on a completely free event, we give them food, drink, CPD that really fuels and helps their career, even just a train fare or a taxi fare feels a little bit out of their control at that time, because the budget constraints and redundancies and things, which isn't just in higher education, it's in all sectors at the moment. So I'd be interested to know, if you work in a different sector and you're running events, what are you seeing? Is it quite hard to get people there? Have you had to change things up a little bit? We do webinars as well, and that's always really well attended, so that's obviously something we always do, and I think we will still always do in-person events, but we're going to review things as we do every year. And do we do as many locations? Do we need to downsize it a bit? I don't know. I don't think we will next year, but it could be something that could be where it heads maybe the year after, for example. But we were definitely combating the weather as well this year. And then the other reason why I didn't really get around to filming anything was I came back from that awful journey, and I think I had one night at home, and then the next day we went and picked up a camper van because we went to the new the new State Fair Music Festival, which was in Chelmsford, and it was amazing. And State Fair is a new country music festival. It's been put on by Live Nation, who do loads of major UK festivals anyway. So they're a team that obviously knows what they're doing. So we were like quite trusting that this was going to be a decent festival, even though it was brand new. And it was really well organised. It was so easy to get in and out of, and it was just a brilliant experience from beginning to end. So that's going to be my next vlog. I've taken a few clips from our weekend of that. Again, it was a heat wave, so it was hard work, but it was so fun and such a good festival. So, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about the marketing and social media around that, because I thought it was really good. I think whoever did the Instagram for State Fair, well done. So come back to my YouTube channel next week and I'll share a vlog all about State Fair.